Morning everyone. The sun has come out on cue. Welcome to this week's Art Weekly. I've got a piece of work going on the easel in the house, and you never know what you might find in the supermarket. Doing the shopping this morning, my eye was drawn to this rather lovely orchid, and I thought, oh, that might be a little project. Trying to transport it home as carefully as I could. I've lost a flower, so I don't know how long he's going to last. But my thinking with this is, have a go. I'm praying that someone's going to give me top tips on what to do with it to keep it going. But I just thought it will sit in that spot, and when I'm not in the cabin, I can enjoy working on it down here. This guy is a piece of ongoing work, so I'm having fun there. Last year, I emptied out some charcoal from the wood burner and I put a few bits away. Let's have a look, see if I can find a little delicate edge. I've sprayed those outside. I'll wait for them to dry, and then my instinct is to come in, perhaps with some acrylic ink, have a play. But the beauty of having the plant, having the orchid, is that I can keep practicing and practicing and practicing, looking at the shapes, nice shapes to play with, and build it up, go from there. Good drawing practice. Well, I had a play with the inks and some watercolour pencils, but my feeling is to run again, and I'll incorporate, if I can, some of this as a ground. I have a confession to make. It struck me that I probably should say something yesterday, attempting the lovely orchids. I have worked a bit more, so I'll show you that a bit further on. But I need more drawing practice, and I'm not really sure why, but I have abandoned my sketchbook practice for far too long now, and I read in the comments, so I know I'm not alone. Sometimes I don't know what it is, we can't put our finger on it, we just can't get back into the groove. And for me, I know there's a degree of discipline needed, but it has to be not just discipline, but an enthusiasm, a real want to do that thing that you're not getting to do. And this morning I woke up and thought, right, come on, what can I do to reignite my massive enthusiasm for sketchbooking? I love sketchbooks. I think I just need to rethink my setup, the timing that works. I think I've just got so carried away with paintings, the small paintings, that I've obviously felt I had enough going on. But I want to get back into drawing practice. Refresh. I'm refreshing an old habit in a new way, in a new little setup. So the time is 10:57. If I just allow myself, I'm going to allow myself just maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And I'm just going to take my Uniball pen, and I'm looking up at I'm looking up at the orchid. So I can look up and realise that, yeah, already I've gone off, but I'm just going to keep going regardless, because otherwise I'm just trying to be perfect, and if I'm trying to be perfect, I'll get nothing. I'll get nothing on the page at all, and that will just aggravate me. The leaves, the petals rather, they're not leaves, the petals to me look like a forest. I don't want to box myself into thinking, oh, I can't draw that. I want to have a go. I want to have a go at everything, and I might make a complete hash of it. But actually, the pleasure is in just having a go. Who knew that orchid has a forest in its petals? I've glanced at the time, and it's 4 minutes past. 4 or 5 minutes left. So this might help me with the painting. It might just give me a better sense of the character of what I'm trying to suggest. 11:10 on my little clock. I could keep going, but it's a really good feeling. I've had my 10 minutes, and if that's all I can find time for, that is so much better than nothing. So it's October 24. I might put some watercolour on there in order to press through. We'll see. I've got some really old tubes of watercolour here that I need to go through. Oh, that's magenta. Oh, yeah, something's coming out. So, well, let's just see if any of that, oh, a little bit has come across. I'm just going to wet the paper a little bit more. Oh yes, that's nice. So we want more here. The paper, this is not watercolour paper, so I know I can feel the paper is starting to buckle, ripple. I'll leave it at that. and let that dry. So there you go. Now it's 11:18. So let's say 20 minutes. It feels like 20 minutes of therapy, just calm and quiet. So totally enjoyable. This might be nice to draw into when this is dry. I think it's fair to say I've let things get a little bit out of hand. The reason I went to have a look through here was for some collage material and just thought, I think I've got to get this. I've got to find a better format. What do people do with all their... What do you do with all your stuff? Just the everyday stuff. Free from the sketchbook drama. Oh my word. That has been the biggest job. Trying to find ways to reorganise collage material, card work, embossed papers that I can print with, mixed in with collage material. So I've split it all out, and I can take the piles that are in front of me and know where to put them away, rather than just keep piling one thing on top of another. I will get there. I will get there. I'm absolutely thrilled to bits. I looked back through, and this was taken at Seven Sisters. It was a day near East Dean in West Sussex, and so this is Seven Sisters in a frame. I'm really thrilled with it. And also, oh my word, also there's another framed. I'll run down because I didn't bring it up. I've got it hanging in the house just temporarily. This is the other guy, Summer Love. This is the large St Ives frame. I think Craig's done a really good job on those. These are the two 12 by 12s. I think it's the whole colour. It's the whole colour story that's going on at the moment. I'm loving them. So I can work a little bit more on those. And I'm looking, I've forgotten, I haven't even shown you. That is where I got to with the roses, and I'm considering that. I'm considering that finished. I'll put a little signature on it, I think, and have a look at that see how that sits in a frame. And I'll give it a little gloss coat, gloss medium. But as a sidetrack, I'm absolutely thrilled to bits with that. Very pleased. So, plenty as always to be going on with. I thought I'd just share everything I put down this morning. I have taken back, and that just says to me, walk away, leave it alone, and come back in tomorrow. I'm just not in the right place, it seems. So I think a lot of it is I really like what I've got here, and such a big part of me wants to just say that can be it. But then there's the other voice that's saying, no, Gaynor, that's not enough. So I'm going to go back to Sketchbook. The other thing that's distracting me somewhat, one viewer, I'm going to find her name, said that she noticed on this board, and I'm so glad she said it because I've been noticing it when I've been editing. She's noticed a figure starting to take shape on this board. So I want to give the figure slightly shorter legs and maybe a head, and maybe work on something figurative in here. And it's it's pulling my eye. Oh, it doesn't always go to plan, but it doesn't matter. I've got plenty more going on. I'm really pleased though. I'm looking at two pretty clear, clean surfaces. So that means I've got somewhere with a bit of organisation. So I am going to trot down for lunch and maybe do a little bit more in my sketchbook. I will show you sketchbook progress. I worked a little bit more. Just looking up. Oh no, I didn't. I looked down. I was looking down. This is still hanging in there. A few days in now. My beginning pages. Then I used collage. I decided I didn't want to keep that collage, so I painted over it. And this I've just used no acrylic. I've just got a little, these are really old crusty watercolours, and I've just gone in fairly neat, quite thickly, in order to give me not a watery colour effect, if you like, but experimented a little bit with the idea of how to get the forest in the petals. So going over, I then went in again with pieces of collage, and this isn't finished, but this is just real good play. The orchid makes me think of trellis, which is why I found this pattern, and I will come back in here and work into that. And then I turned over, and I've got the habit, because I'm looking for a clean page, or just plough on through the sketchbook. So every now and then I come across out of sequence pages. So I've turned the page and I've got these pages. That's half finished. I won't scrub her out, but I thought, well, I'll challenge myself. Can I do something with this orchid on this page with this existing ground? Put down some pieces of collage, and then I've put 2 lines of watercolour, and I'm just going to get that pretty wet actually, because I want it to be much more washy, and then I'm going to see if I can bring that washy look down. And then that will need to dry. So while that's drying, loosely turn that page and work here. I'm just trying to use the edge of that flat brush to push some kind of shape. I could come in with a watercolour pencil. I could come into that right now before it dries up too much, and maybe give it a bit of an edge. This page is probably dry enough now to come back into. I've just really quite enjoyed messing about, having a dabble. The sketchbook page has given me confidence maybe to put some really strong colour in now. I quite like the strength of the black line, so I might put a thick band or two of something very dark in here. So I've started to drop in some orange. I need to get something in here. I'm unsure about this lilac, and I've gone back to Sketchbook and I think it's confirmed for me. I definitely need to get much more this colour than the lilac. So frustration has led me here. And now I really do have to walk away from it. It's so bizarre. The more I tell myself to just leave it alone, the more I cannot leave it alone. Oh, I'll leave that alone completely now because it's got so much on it. I worked a little more last night. Oh, I do regret not starting up working across two paintings because I would have stopped. And my genuine feeling is that I should have stopped on this one and started another up and given myself a bit more time. But here we are, and my feeling is I want to come in and I want some kind of print. It might take the form of collage. The paper's holding up incredibly well. It's had a lot of paint down. There's quite a bit of texture, but that will probably be my next move. So I'm not finished, and I'll start right back on a fresh piece of paper or two. And I've learnt my lesson, haven't I, this week? Practice what you preach. That could be the title for this week. Practice what you preach. Well, enjoy your creative week, everyone. And it's all a learning process. That's all I can say. It's just underpinned that I know for myself it is better for me to work on more than one thing because I just get entrenched and I can't see when to stop. So it's the joy of painting. It's because I want to keep going and going and going. That's probably what it is, that I can't put the brushes down and stop. Right, anyway, I'm glad to be back with Sketchbook, and that is a really good feeling. So I'll keep that habit going now, every day, as much time as I can or as little as I have, and wish you all a wonderful week. I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.